We bought a new project.
Hell of a made it beat, baby.
I was crying this morning in my truck.
Wake up, every day I take a chance, grab my phone.
We bought a 1970 something CAT Skidder. We got it in and it doesn't run. It hasn't ran for about 8 years and we don't know if the engine sees. The exhaust hasn't been covered. The water can just like go right down in there. So I don't know how much water's likely in there. Look at the size of these tires, nipple height. Does look like we have some coolant or something right up here. 4-cylinder CAT. We've got a giant winch in the back here. I hope that works. U-joints seem tight. Like just look at the fenders on these things. 1/2-inch plate. It's crazy. I think we'll get it running, man. First thing we need to do is see if the engine will turn over. If it won't turn over, we'll have to whack the injectors out and pour some stuff down in there to break the piston rings up. Justin has formulated an idea. Turn that over with the fan. Crank there. If it spins the crank, we're gonna grab some batteries and start blasting. I did see the crank turn. All right, so we've determined that the engine is not seized, which is a huge win. We're gonna go get some batteries and start cranking on this thing. You know, there's probably something else wrong that we don't know about yet, but we're gonna find the batteries. Let's see if we can find the batteries. The hinges on the seat there. So I'm gonna go ahead and say they're probably toast. Because you already know this thing's gonna have a hard time starting. I got her. Yep. Hit this function button to turn it to DC. All right, let's see here. If Justin used to work on train maintenance equipment for the railroad. Oh man. Oh man, you make it look so easy. This guy's strong, guys. The long hair, just so strong. Okay, so the battery tray is completely rusted out. That's the battery tray. So we'll see how it goes. This here is my favorite tape. My friend Monty, if you're watching this, thank you. We got her in here. There's a new battery tray. Solid as wood. Okay, let's throw these batteries back in here. And so far it's going good. We're gonna work on the fuel system in a sec here and then start cranking on her.
You ever?
Let's let it pop.
She'll go.
Where's my other cam? I just had it. I'm gonna hold the GoPro on for 20 seconds before we just fuel shut off or something. More than likely there's air in the system, so we're gonna crack all the injectors and make sure they're all squirting fuel, and then we'll try some more. So what we're gonna be doing is cracking these injector cups right here. Like that.
Were you a plumber in your past life, Sam?
Dude, today I almost drew a happy face on your crack. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna crank on it and Justin's gonna watch and see if he sees fuel spritzing around on those.
It just did something kind of weird. Did you hear that?
There's fuel getting there. We haven't seen it crank a little bit longer.
Wow, it's been 8 years.
So we're just gonna keep blasting.
Tried to go a couple times.
Yeah. That noise you hear is the noise it makes when you start to come on ether. Compression sounds good. Okay, so guys, we've got fuel pressure here. Alright, so we're on day 2 here of this skidder. This little fitting here actually snapped off. This is the return back to the tank. And I'm trying to figure out why we're not getting a ton of fuel pressure out of the injector. So when I'm cranking on it, it's not spurting like it should. Like there is fuel dribbling out of there, but not enough. Because these old CAT injection pumps actually create their own suction. And so who knows what's happened. We'll show you guys a couple things here. The old steering wheel here, this is for the dozer control. I'm still trying to figure out what this is here. Whether this is part of the braking system or part of the winch. Transmission and everything under there. Here's our brakes, which are actually air brakes. And there's no pressure on that thing right now. Before I start throwing more money into this thing, I want to get it running. That, we put in a new switch here for the starter, and we put a new kill switch there. Once we get fuel pressure up to the injection pump, I think we're gonna be blasted. And then once it's fired up and you want to turn it off, you actually have to, then operator's manual from CAT says you grab this with your hand and you pull it back. Like that. Justin just crushed his hands on the intake manifold. Oh yeah. Oh man, we just made a huge mess. Made in Mexico. There's the fuel. We're gonna grab the wrench and crack the injector lines coming from the injection pump now. Like you're not seeing any pressure. Alright, so what we're gonna do is pull this piece off right here. Killdozer man. We're gonna see if the fuel rack is stuck on this thing. And what happens when the fuel rack sticks is you can give it throttle, but it's actually not gonna give it any more fuel because there's a sleeve in there that gets varnish on it, and if it gets stuck, you won't be able to get it running. So oily. Okay, a lot of mud in there, which is not a cash money situation. We took off the rear cover off the fuel rack, gave that a couple taps because it might just be covered in varnish, because if you saw how dirty that throttle casing was, it was full of gunk. Did we just lose something? And what we're gonna check right now is to see if all of those plungers are moving up and down. And I have a feeling that one of them might be stuck, or they might all be stuck. You can see this spring right here is kind of contracted. It's still not fully contracted, but look at all these three. They're all stuck up. That's not good. Listen, it's loose. It's not even touching the camshaft. The problem is, right now, this injection pump can't build pressure because we have three plungers, 1, 2, 3, that are all open. They're all stuck in the open position. And what's happening is, it's just going, it's not being able to build any pressure because they're all open at the same time. That is why we are having major problems. We don't really know what we're doing, but we're doing something. All right, guys, things are taking a turn here, but it's okay. We're still winning, I suppose, kind of. Anyways, Justin's taking the injection pump right off here. The reason is we were sending this off to another city in Kamloops, and we're sending it to Kamloops. We actually broke one of the push rods. I broke it when I was trying to free stuff up, and it wrecked it. So, pulling it off, we're gonna send it away. So we won't be working on this for a couple days. That's where we're at. We'll see you guys when we get the injection pump back. It's been a week, but we finally got our injection pump back. Let's crack this, wrong knife. Let's crack this bad boy open. Oh my goodness, my boys. That thing looks brand new. I would never know it's the same one.
Why didn't they paint it yellow?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's ready just to slam on. I don't think I have to do any of this. Let's go. I'll show you guys what I did. This here is one of the plungers that was stuck with varnish, and I snapped it off with a hammer. Not a good procedure.
Get this out of here, put it where it belongs.
Okay, so we got the injection pump on, and you know what I should have been filming is I actually snapped off the gear bolt to hold the gear on the front of the injection pump, because I torqued it 200 foot-pounds instead of 100 foot-pounds. And I was so angry I didn't really feel like filming. So we are ready to crank and see if she's gonna blow some smoke. I really wish I knew what this wire was for. There was one that we couldn't get, right? We're gonna disconnect the batteries and charge them. They're 12-volt batteries, so we'll charge them up. And then before we go home tonight, we'll try again to fire it up. I'm tired. I just spent $3,500 on a Power Stroke and it still doesn't run. This thing has not been running yet, but I believe that today it's gonna run. Jesus, help it to run today. Shut it off! Yes! Win of the day, boys. I've just had lose after lose after lose for the last 2 months. So this is a win.
Mechanic.
Dude, I'm not like, I could cry, man. I was crying this morning in my truck.
Were you?
Yeah. Trust me, this YouTube video is gonna kick us up to like 1 million subscribers very quickly.
Right. 1,000,001.
This thing, boys, is a content machine. We could have a whole YouTube channel just with this thing ripping it up. Man, I did a bulldozer video that I didn't actually post because I didn't get it running, but this thing actually works and it rips, boys. Well, you guys know the last 6 months of my life have not been that great. There's been lots of good moments, but it's been kind of hard. This today is a big win. And I want to do at least one more video with this thing before we sell it. If we sell it, if the YouTube channel blows up, hey, we're keeping this thing. We're just going to keep rampaging. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. We learned quite a bit while we were working on this bad Ricky. Thanks for watching, guys.
It's literally like riding in a tin cage, though.